Everyone, and very good evening, everyone. Welcome along for this Sligo Rovers interactive quiz. I'm Keith Dwyer. Joining me from the other side of the country is Jessica Farry. Jessica, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Keith. How are you? Thanks for joining us all.
Oh, no problem at all. Delighted to take part in this. It's a great initiative, great idea, and it's be a great catch up, I'm sure, for those of us who all are missing football at this time.
Yeah, so it's an interactive quiz. So the idea of it is that I suppose the prize or winning isn't what's important. What's important is that we all get together again and talk about Rovers. Just in terms of the quiz, I think Damien is going to pop in for a quick second just to give us a quick explainer for how the quiz will work. We'll have interviews with some players throughout the quiz, and as I said, it is interactive. So if you want to ask any players any questions during the interviews, if you want to ask us a question, feel free to comment on the YouTube feed and we will do our best to get back to you. So there's 4 rounds throughout the quiz, and there's a round, of course, on Sligo Rovers. It wouldn't be a Rover quiz without it. There's a round on Sligo Town and County, then there's World Sport, and then there is a general knowledge round.
Yeah, it's great. Only for have the answers, Jessica. I think a few of those questions about Sligo Rovers and particularly Sligo would have caught me off guard as well. So really looking forward to seeing how a lot of supporters get on, and we'll have a chat throughout, as you said, with different players. We have some special guests lined up, some current, some former players, and we'll be sharing kind of memories of our own time involved with Sligo Rovers as well. You know, it's a tough time for people out there with this COVID-19 lockdown, so it's great to have something like this where we can all come together. And I think, Jessica, as well, it's been a great response from people out there that have been looking forward to something like this to kind of get involved with as well.
Yeah, so I think a massive thank you has to go to the club CEO, Colin Feely, for organising such an event. We can get to all the thanks in a while later on, I think, but we have Sligo Rovers player Will Seymour waiting there backstage, I believe, to have a quick chat with us before we get kicked off with the quiz, just as people get themselves settled on YouTube. Will, welcome along to the quiz.
Hey, how's it going? How's everyone doing?
Good evening, Will.
Well, thanks a million. Will, we won't keep you for too long as we have a quiz to get to. How are you coping with lockdown and being away from football?
It's tough. I mean, it's obviously not being able to train and obviously not being able to play and getting season going. It was tough to obviously break, but like everything going on, there's bigger things in football, and I gotta make sure everyone else is okay and stuff. But yeah, it's nice. I get to be home with my family and stuff, so it could be worse.
For you, a professional footballer, what's life like without football?
A lot of PlayStation, that's for sure. Just just a lot of home workouts. Just trying to stay fit, trying to stay mentally sharp. Just reading and playing video games and keep taking the dogs out for a walk and all that kind of stuff. But I just normal stuff, really, kind of thing.
How hard is it training on your own, Will? It must be very difficult to keep motivated every day when you don't know when football can return.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. I mean, it's obviously there's one point you want to be you are trying to be professional and you have to be ready at any point, because obviously no one really knows when we're coming back and what the state of everything is, but you have to be fit. So it definitely is tough on your own, and trying to push yourself by yourself is harder than if I'm running next to a teammate or something. But no, it's good. I mean, I'm staying motivated, switching the workouts up, and yeah, no, it could be worse, like I said.
I've heard that John Russell is putting all the players through their paces with the home workouts and the workout programs. What kind of a workout program is John put together for everyone?
Well, it changes every week. It's mainly fitness with obviously strength integrated in there, but it's just because obviously if we were playing right now, we're trying to mimic game fitness and longer runs and stuff like that. But yeah, no, John's putting us through our paces. I mean, he's a machine as it is anyway, so it's hard enough trying to do his workouts in his times. But no, it's been good.
The club Rovers had only played 4 games this season before the season came to a halt. But how have you been enjoying your spell with the Bit of Red so far?
Oh, I've been loving it. I've been enjoying every minute of it. I mean, like you said, it's only been 4 games, and we haven't got the results. But I think we were getting to a point that our performances were getting better, and I think we're going to round the corner. And obviously, all the injuries we had at the back hadn't helped. But I've loved every minute of it, and I love all my teammates, and we're putting the max effort in, and I think we're staying confident with what we were doing, and we were going to get the results and crack on. So no, it's been great, and like living in Sligo, it's a beautiful town.
What were your first impressions of Sligo Rovers as a club?
Of the club or the town?
Well, both, I suppose.
The town, windy. But no, it's a beautiful town, and the club was great. Like, just accommodating, and obviously having to travel from America, and the support and the coaches and everything has been really great. So been loving it.
What's it like playing for Liam Buckley?
It's nice. It's nice. I mean, Liam Buckley, he's a great guy. He's a great manager too. But I think his style of play, the way he wants us to play, and obviously it does take time, and with a largely new squad and trying to get the chemistry on the pitch, I think it's something that all the players are enjoying right now. But most of all, he's a great guy. He's a great person to talk to about football and hang around, and he's got some good banter. So it's been good.
And great hair as well on Liam Buckley.
Yeah.
What have you thought about the League of Ireland so far, Will? Has it been what you expected, the standard?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, the standard's been great. I think it's just different coming from America, because obviously in America everyone's an athlete. Everyone can run and jump and everyone's strong. But I think just the mental side of the game and knowing the actual game of football, I think over here you have a lot of really smart players, technical players, and players that know how to unlock a defense or keep the ball and stuff like that. So it's been good, and obviously the intensity and the tackling and stuff is more than it is in America, and I think they let more stuff go, and I think I've been on the end of some of those tackles that probably would have been a foul in America. But no, it's been good. It's been good. I'm enjoying it.
How much adjusting do you think you needed when you started playing here? Were you expecting it to be like that?
Yeah, I don't think it took me too long. I say, it's only been 4 games and the season's obviously been cut short. But I think, growing up in England and playing non-league and lower level football, I think, especially like the tackles and the speed of the press and the intensity, I think, that's been something I've been used to. And, playing in America, I've definitely put in some tackles over there that wouldn't even be fouls here and stuff. So I think that's always been a part of my game. But yeah, like I said, it was just disappointing to, go through those 4 games and start to build a rhythm and stuff. But yeah, hopefully we can get back soon and won't take too much longer again.
We just have a question here wondering what NFL team you support, Will.
Oh, I'm a Ravens fan, but I don't tell many people that, because I mean, this last year we did all right, but before that we've been pretty bad. But I'm a Ravens fan.
All right, listen, Keith.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, Will, were you?
Oh, I actually can't hear Keith, by the way.
I just want to ask about Richie Ryan.
Oh yeah, so Will, Keith, we were just speaking before we came live about how you obviously know Richie Ryan.
Yeah. Played with him 1 year in Cincy, and then played against him for a year when I was at Reno, and he played for El Paso. So
Richie is well regarded in the States, is he?
Yeah. I mean, well regarded in the States, and obviously in Sligo too, because when I was in Sligo, Richie, some of the stories that people told me about him. But no, Richie, he's like great guy, great family man, and obviously unbelievable footballer too. So he's just triple threat.
I think when you signed, Will, some people were saying that they expected you to be the next Richie Ryan, so no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. I mean, I'm definitely not as good looking as he is, but I'll try my best.
All right, listen, Will, we'll let you go and we'll get on with it. Thanks a million for your time. We really appreciate it. And hopefully
Thank you.
We'll be back sooner than later.
Thank you. Speak soon.
Bye. Bye now. Great. See that they're coming in there. Hi, Grandad Martin. We miss you lots. That's from Maeve and Kean coming in from Mark Herity. Wants to be for Martin Herity, of course, the former chairman, of doing a great job. A couple of interesting comments coming in, Jessica. Can I shout out for Conor Griffin? Apparently he's tuned in with his puppies. That's from Mark One.
That's nice. Thinking of you, Conor. Hope you're coping okay.
So we missed Will. Has Will been treated to an 11 a.m. start in Foley's yet? I don't think that's under Liam Buckley's era. Maybe more Paul Cook's.
Think we'd have to talk to John Russell about that and see if there's room for that in the fitness program.
I think so. It's great to see everyone join us in there on the live stream. Great to chat to Will as well. I actually thought Will did very well in a couple of games. I got to see him play against Bowes and Dalymount, and against Shamrock Rovers as well. I think there's a lot with him. A few games, hopefully he'll settle in. I'd say just like any player and like all us, he just wants to get back out onto the showgrounds.
Yeah, I think he seems to be really enjoying himself here as well. So it's always good to see someone come from abroad and they kind of adopt Sligo Rovers as a new team, and he's fully on board with it, like we've seen with a lot of the lads who come from abroad. So it is a good sign, and hopefully we get to go soon. I think Damien, I think, is going to pop in now just to help us out, explain the quiz. Yeah, Damien, hello.
Hi, how are you? So most of you don't know who I am, but anyway, so I'm only here to literally just give assistance into this brilliant quiz that's been put together. I'm going to just explain. So you have on your phones, we've gone to a link. Now, I'll take responsibility as well. I made a slight boo-boo with the link earlier on today. So you might wonder why it's got a strange URL, but yeah, that's my fault and nobody else's, and you can just blame me for that. But anyway, so what you have on your phone, you will have, it'll show the Sligo Rovers crest, and underneath it'll say trivia quiz starting soon. It's very important to watch your phones, guys, because there is a slight delay. I was just testing the delays, and the delay on YouTube is around 5 seconds, which actually isn't bad. It's normally a lot longer than that. But what you'll see is that we will, or Jessica or Keith will ask the question first, and it'll actually appear on your phones before they ask it on YouTube. So it's very, very important, guys, to watch your phones. That's the most important thing I can tell you. It is multiple choice. If you suffer from fat fingers, you may press the wrong button. There's nothing we can do about that. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. So there's, I think we 61 questions. The first question is always just a test question. There are no points for it. At the end of each round, we will go live to the leaderboard, and you'll see exactly where you are on that. So if you've got a team name in, you'll be able to see it. Always, you've got shout outs as well in the YouTube section. If there's any stupid comments, we can give you a timeout. We can send you to the corner of YouTube and just not have you allowed on YouTube for a while. And that's probably it. I can see there's plenty of players locked in at the moment. It's very important to watch your phones. That's the most important thing. So what you might do is we might give you a countdown of a minute, and that's when it'll start. So Jessica or Keith, I'm not too sure who's going to be the first question person.
I think it's me, isn't it, Keith?
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
It's the test question. There are no points for it. You win nothing. You get nothing if you get it right. And it's designed that you do get it right. Okay. So that's it. That's the rules. I'm going to be in the background and stuff like that. The best of luck. There's 61 questions, and one of those is fake. And we'll have live leaderboards. Obviously, the special guests, and I can tell you, it's been well put together. I can tell you that. Fair play to you. Right. So I'm going to pop out. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Damien.
All the best.
Thanks, Damien.
I'll just be hanging around in my beautiful shirt. Don't worry about that. Okay.
That's lovely.
Right.
A couple of shout outs there, Jessica. Big hello to John McDonough and his family playing in Drumcliff. A shout out to Ronnie Ryan, who's a massive Rovers fan, looking forward to this after all week and has been studying hard. And a happy 30th birthday to Dylan Monaghan. And for Alan Cairn, tracksuit bottoms, Alan. Tracksuit bottoms.
Yeah, I think you'll have to deal with your fair share of comments that are slightly in jest on this chat as the evening goes on, Keith.
I would be disappointed if it was anything else, Jessica. I really would.
Okay, so I've been told that we are ready for question 1, which is the tester question, I believe. Whenever it's ready in the background. Remember, the quicker you answer, the more points you get. Obviously, it doesn't matter for this question because it's just a tester.
I'm just getting that ready now. Just 1 second.
It is on the way, I promise you.
I remember, as Damien said, and we'll be reminding you, John, watch your phones. The faster the answer, the more points you get.
So there really isn't any time for cheating anyway, so don't bother.
Yes, stop Google. Well, you'd be hoping there should be no cheating needed for the Sligo Rovers round. Maybe for the other rounds, anyways.
Yeah.
Some great prizes, of course. The club history book that the special edition of that came out 2016, and a Sligo Rovers top as well, and of course prizes for second, third, and fourth too. So it's great. It's obviously it's a fundraiser for the club, but most importantly, it's a way for all the Sligo Rovers fans to just interact together. I think we're all missing that every second Saturday in the showgrounds. And what I found from my time involved with the club, and I say you're the same, Jessica, is like that the club is far more than just the players on the pitch. It's about the fans as well. Here we go.
Okay, so here we go. This is your tester question. Okay, so question number 1. Whenever it's ready, so it's complete the team. Sligo, is it A, Rovers, B, Rogers, C, Town, or D, Roofers? Now this, remember, is just a tester question. The quicker you answer, the more points you get, as you'll find out as the quiz goes on. This is just to make sure that everything is working okay in the background. 3 seconds left. And there we go. Your time is now up. Okay, so you can see there that 98% of people got the right answer, which of course is Rovers. And then we have 2 answers that said Rogers. I'm assuming people are missing. And 1 person said Roofers. Again, I'm assuming that's some sort of an attempt at being funny. But anyway, there we go. So that's how it works. So just keep an eye on your phone.
I'm just going to pop in.
And I think we'll be ready to get this underway shortly.
Yeah, we're good to go. So that's the way it'll work. Question, it'll be at the top. Then we'll remove the answers, and then you will have a certain length of time, 20 seconds to answer it. Then you'll have what people went for and a quick correct answer, and that's how it's done. Brilliant. Perfect. Right, on we go.
Let's go. Okay, so who enjoyed a goal-scoring debut when they played in a 3-0 win over Monaghan United on September 3rd, 2000? Answer A, Michael McNamara, B, Rafael Quintero, C, Sean Flannery, or D, Aubrey Dolan. The quicker you answer, the more points you get.
Poor Michael's missing an E there.
Typos will happen, Keith. Okay, so time is up. So 69% of people got that answer correct. The answer was, of course, Rafael Quintero.
And 20 years later, still playing. Incredible.
So, no signs of stopping.
No, absolutely not. Yes.
Okay, so the next question. An FAI Cup replay in 2003 is best remembered for a spectacular goal scored by Ollie Keogh, who scored the winner in that game to send Rovers into the next round. A, John Gaffney, B, Steve Feeney, C, Ian Rossiter, or D, Paul McTiernan. Five seconds left to answer. And your time is now up.
Oh, I'm very surprised at that.
So am I. Wow. So 27% of people said John Gaffney. Only 12% of people got that right. Steve Feeney is the answer.
Yeah. Wow, I'm very, very surprised. Like John Gaffney did score the second goal, and it's an absolute cracker. If you ever see it, like a punch out from Steve Williams and he kicks in. But yeah, Steve Feeney scored a header in extra time, and that game Rovers won 3-2. First time we ever beat Shelburne in the FAI Cup. There's an obscure stat for you, Jessica. I have one bit up. My favourite moment from that game, Gareth Gorman got booked twice. An extra time, he should have been sent off. He wasn't. So after the game, Ollie Byrne, the late Ollie Byrne, of course, from Shelburne, ran screaming after the referee, saying that his side had been robbed.
Long time ago now, Keith.
Yes, thanks very much, Jessica. It was.
Okay, we'll move on to the next question. I think question number 4, but technically question number 3. On November 12, 2005, a 0-0 draw in the Showgrounds against which side clinched promotion and first division title for Rovers? Was it A, Galway United, B, Cove Ramblers, C, Kilkenny City, or D, Athlone? Five seconds left. Time is now up. And as we can see, 21% of people said Galway, 13% of people said Cove, 10% said Kilkenny, and 56% got the correct answer, which was Athlone. Well done to everybody. We'll have an interactive scoreboard running throughout the quiz, so we'll get to see who's on top as time goes on. Next question. In Rovers' first season back in the Premier Division, who finished the 2006 season as the club's top goal scorer? Was it A, Keith Foy, B, Paul McTiernan, C, Matthew Judge, or D, Darren Mansorum?
Oh, another interesting one there, Jessica.
Another very interesting one. So most people, 42% said Paul McTiernan, 35% said Matthew Judge, and only 18% said Darren Manserm, which is the correct answer. Interesting quiz so far, Keith.
Yeah, very, very, very interesting. I'm very surprised at the Steve Feeney one. Poor Steve will be gutted too. Like the Darren Manson, maybe that's hard. Although he did go on, I suppose, after half spells with Bohemians and Dundalk, and then of course over non-league in England before he finished up. Was back there recently for Gavin Pearce's testimonial.
Was. All right, we'll get to the next question. Is that still me, Keith? Yeah.
That's still you. I'll take over after this.
Sligo Rovers were part of history when they played in the very first round of the Europa League in 2009. Which club did they come up against? A. FK Banga, B. Spartak Trnava, C. Vorskla Poltava, or D. Vlasnia? Some great days out.
Some great days out. Some tough games. Like one or two of those, you kind of feel we could have done better in hindsight. That's interesting as well.
Okay, so there we go. We have only what? Oh no, so 50% of people got the correct answer, which was, of course, Vlasnia. 19% went for Spartak Trnava, 16% for Vorskla Poltava, and then 15% went for FK Banga. Interesting. Right, Keith, now it's your turn.
Very interesting. Thank you, Jessica. Of course, we roll on to question 7, which is, of course, question 6. In 2010, who scored both goals in the semi-final of the EA Sports Cup against Shamrock Rovers to set up a meeting in the final with Monaghan United? Was it A. Owen Doyle, B. Matthew Blinkhorn, C. Rommel Bacco, or D. Pádraig Hammond? Of course, remember, you have to watch your phones, answer through your phones, and the quicker you answer, the more points you get. 5 seconds. 4 top quality players there, Jessica.
Oh, brilliant players. Remembered fondly at the showgrounds, all of them.
Really interesting spread in this as well. Only 36% going for the right answer, Pádraig Hammond. 30% going for Owen Doyle. 24 Matthew Blinkhorn. He got the winner, of course, in the final. And 11% going for Rommel Bacco. Presumably he would have been after the goal bonus if he had scored too, but it was, of course, Pádraig Hammond, who had a great season with Sligo Rovers before moving on to Pacas de Ferrier. He didn't get to play in either final, the EA Sports Cup one or the FAI Cup one, after doing so much to help the club along.
That was the night before my leaving cert results. I'm pretty sure that game.
Wow, that's just got a way to make everyone feel old. The night my junior cert results was Sligo Rovers against Club Bruges in the European Cup Winners' Cup, Jessica. I always remember that. Show my age, but Johnny Kenny tore into Bruges that night. It was great to see. Ger Hulen was throwing elbows everywhere as well. It was spectacular. And as we move on to the next one, really surprising to see some of these questions do catch people out. So we're going to move on to question 8. The title-winning season of 2012 began with an away trip to which side? Was it A. Bray, B. Shelburne, C. Bohemians, or D. St. Pat's Athletic? So, man, the quicker the answer, the more points you get. And we're coming up now to 5 seconds. And the majority of people got this one right. It was, of course, Shelburne. Big Jason McGuinness getting the equaliser for Sligo Rovers in that game. Ian Barclay's first game, literally only taking charge nearly the week of it as well. I remember the press conference with a man. Mark Quigley was sent off, and big Jason McGuinness got Rovers out of the way. And what a year that turned out to be then, Jessica.
Yeah, I think everyone remembers that opening game because we all went into that game so full of hope, and then we weren't sure watching that game, but thank God the equaliser came when it did, and obviously things went pretty well after that.
They couldn't have gone any better.
That's for sure.
Now we move on. It's kind of interesting spread. So, which of these players made their league debut for Rovers in the showgrounds? Was it A. Jeff Henderson, B. Kieran Sadlier, C. Will Seymour, or D. Danny North? That's a sticky question. 5 seconds to go. Good spread of answers there, Jessica. I think it's kind of right. You split people, maybe split 3 ways between Jeff Henderson, Kieran Sandlier, and Danny North. No one going for or Will Seymour on that one.
Yeah, Will Seymour with just 14% of the answers there, but that's because it's more recent, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it was, of course, Kieran Sadler who will be coming on and joining us later on during this chat as well. What a season he was having with Doncaster Rovers, unfortunately, for us cut short. They're challenging for the playoff places there. That was a tough one, though. I think for a lot of people, that was a tough one. But yeah. Now, which of these players was not signed by Owen Heary in 2015? Was it A, Sander Puri, B, Ryan Coulter, C, Morton Nielsen, or D, Tim Clancy? So a few cult heroes there. Again, remember, the quicker you answer, the more points you get. And coming up to the 5-second mark now. Okay, so the split between Sander Puri and Tim Clancy, of course, the answer is Tim Clancy, the current Drogheda United manager. He was not signed by Owen Heary. When you look there, Sander Puri, and he wasn't a bad signing. Morton Nielsen and Ryan Coulter, more a cult appear, although Ryan Coulter is still playing over in America and working goalkeeper coach for one of the MLS sides. Like their name escapes me though at this moment. And Morton Nielsen is still living off that picture of him and Didier Drogba at Chelsea.
I actually, Keith, would you believe, this is just a really, really quick piece of trivia, but when we were in Copenhagen for the Ireland game, the playoffs a couple of years ago, I was just flicking through local television in Copenhagen to see if there was anything on, and just happened across a local match, and I was just watching it, and all I could hear was Nielsen, and I looked it up, and Morton Nielsen was playing in Division 2 or something.
That's gas.
Hasn't changed.
Yeah, still playing. Now, so again, remember, people, watching your phones, the quicker the answer, the more points you get. So get ready now to move on to our next question. In 2016, Gavin Pearce marked 10 years of service to Sligo Rovers with a friendly against which side at the showgrounds? So for Gavin Pearce's testimonial game, who was the opposition? Was it A, Accrington Stanley, B, Portsmouth, C, Falkirk, or D, Motherwell? So again, coming up to your 5-second warning. Oh, an interesting split there between Accrington Stanley and B, Portsmouth. I think going for the Paul Cook connection, but at the time, Paul Cook was, of course, managing Portsmouth. Oh, Jessica, is it back to you now? Or?
I think so, yeah. So in the 2017 season, which player wore the number 15 shirt? Was it A, Jamie McDonough, B, Kieran Sadler, C, Rhys McCabe, or D, Liam Martin? That's a tough one unless you're a stickler for jersey numbers.
You don't know the squad numbers off by heart. That is a tough one.
Some people remember those things, though, you see.
Well, Joseph Doe's number 15. I do remember that, like it. No. Well, there you go, Jessica. That's a surprise. Yeah.
You already got that right. 43% of people got the correct answer, which was Rhys McCabe. Good memory, because I probably wouldn't have ever remembered that.
If I hadn't seen the answers, I wouldn't have remembered it either. No, that was a.
Okay, next question. In 2017, Gerard Little took over from Dave Robertson as manager. Who was his first win against in the SSE Airtricity League? Was it A, Bohemian, B, Limerick, C, Drogheda, or D, Cork City? Remember to answer as quickly as you can to win as many points as possible. Three seconds left.
Oh, good split in that one as well.
Yeah,
okay,
good
memories from people.
So 37% of people got the correct answer. His first league win was against Limerick, 3-0 victory. Badly needed one as well. Okay, so in 2018, on the last day of the season, which player scored his first ever competitive goal for the club? A, Niall Morahan, B, John Mahon, C, Jack Heaney, or D, Regan Donnelly?
That's a good question too, isn't it? Like you'd have to remember that.
Usually there's a big deal made about these things when you say Keith.
I do. I remember Mark McGoldrick's first goal. There's a random one for you. Oh,
There
Ben,
we go.
very good.
45% of people have got that correct. John Mahon, good memories. Okay, so in Liam Buckley's first game in charge versus Dundalk at the beginning of 2019, what was the score in Oriel Park? A, Dundalk 3, Rovers 1. B, Dundalk 1, Rovers 1. C, Dundalk 1, Rovers 2. Or D, Dundalk 2, Rovers 0. That was a pretty good game to watch.
It was a great game. Maybe that's giving something away.
Too late. And there we go.
Wow.
78% of people got the correct answer, which was 1-1. It was televised live on RTE, I think.
Yeah, Ed McGinty saving the penalty from Pat Hoban, of course, Janet. Or Hubin.
Yes, Hoban, yes. Correct.
I think one more, is it? Yeah, here we go.
One more question in the Rovers round. So how many goals did Rovers score on their way to the FAI Cup semi-final in 2019? A, 20, B, 16, C, 14, or D, 18? So this is the final question of the Sligo Rovers round.
Yes, the Glebe North one adds to the total in this one, really, Jessica, doesn't it?
Kate, stop telling people.
They have to remember that.
Oh, interesting. So the correct answer is actually 18D. So 28% of people got that correct.
Wow, that's really good.
I know it's probably unusual. People maybe did not expect it to be that much, but there you go.
Well, so that's the Sligo Rovers round out of the way. I think we might see a leaderboard. Be curious to see there's some heavy hitters taking part. I think there's just a couple of former players. So there's 13 Mert 3-1-1 on top. Colin Bracken doing really well. Ryan Matthews, I think, there as well. Looking at the other names coming down, Daniel Kelly down there, number 27. Declan Baskill 2. Alan Keane in there as well. James Fallon down there too.
Yeah, some familiar names there, all right.
Danny North is there. Pascal Millions, I like that. Micho Alanet. Ravanelli, of course. If there wasn't Ravanelli in this quiz, I'd be shocked. If Scalacci isn't there, I'll be very disappointed. Adrian Mack too, P. Flan. Some of the scores there are a little bit low in terms of 4 questions, right? Hard Neve, great to see so many names taking part in this as well. Not as many choice names as I would have thought, Jessica.
No.
Robbie Cook's down there. Neeler, Marion Pat, Tommy Lally, Baba Ganoush, and the lockdown. And Albie Romeo propping it up at the moment, but fair play, one question answered. So it's still all to play for. Ronan Matthews, yeah, third. It's great to see. That was the Sligo Rovers round. You would have thought, Jessica, this is the round where people would have been looking to bank a lot of points in. So I think we're going to get ready to move on to the second round now, which is knowledge of Sligo. So we'll start off there. This is a sticky one to start off with. What is the area of County Sligo in square kilometres? So what is the area of County Sligo in square kilometres? Is it A, 1,838, B, 1,412, C, 1,241, or is it D, 2,122? Coming up to 5 seconds.
This is a tough one.
This is a tough one. It's a tougher. I printed out the answers and left them upstairs, so it's very handy. So
very helpful, Kate.
Well, a lot of people went. It was a bit of a split, but I think people had it. The 42% come for 1,838, and that indeed it is the area of County Sligo. So well done, 42% of people getting that correct. That's really, really good to see. So we're going to move on to the next one. Here's a good one. In what year did EJ Menswear move into the current premises in the old Bank of Ireland building? A, 1999, B, 2008, C, 2006, or D, 2001? Of course, Amy Cunningham and Mark, great supporters of Sligo Rovers throughout the years. I'm sure they're taking part too. 5 seconds to go. Oh, good spread of answers on that too. The majority of people going for 2001, 1999, 2006, popular there as well. Of course, the answer was 2001. Now, this is one a lot of people should know, Jessica, nearly without seeing the answers. In what year did Foley's Bar and Off license open in their current premises in Castle Street? Was it A, 1999, B, 2001, C, 1996, or D, 1989?
Good supporters of the club as well, Keith, along with EJs.
Yeah, very much so. Of course, I think the current host of the after matches. Well, when we start back, less than 5 seconds to go. Oh, what a bit of spread there, going for 1989 and 1996. 43 answers there, and I think the answer is 1996. So that's one that kind of caught some people out.
Yeah,
I would have put there longer as well. Now, it's a good one. What's the name of the lake located on the Sligo-Roscommon border? Is it A, Loch Beg, B, Loch Talt, C, Loch Gill, or D, Loch Arrow? I had to think about this one when I read it earlier too, Jessica. You know that?
That's bad form, Kate.
It was bad for him. Passed all the time.
Sligo man.
5 seconds to go. On the way to Boyle too. But I think a lot of people here have the correct answer. 70%, of course, going for Loch Arrow.
Just before we move on to the next question, I just want to say that Alan Cairns reckons he has a bad mouse and he may not be on top of the leaderboard. And Rory Houston says Foley's Bar for the win. Thank you, Rory. We all agree.
Absolutely. So we get ready now. Move on to the next one. What Sligo Leitrim club plays at Michael McGowan Park? I think this is a good one. A lot of junior footballers should get this. It is A, Kildallas Enniscorn FC, B, Gurteen Celtic, C, Arrow Harps, or D, Drumore Villa. So what Sligo Leitrim club plays at Michael McGowan Park? Less than 5 seconds to go. And a great team, a lot of people had that is, of course, Kildallas Enniscorn FC. Some great servants to football in Sligo out there. I think, of course, Hugh Cunningham, Jessica, former Celtic and Fulham player, great supporter of youth football in Sligo and indeed the Sligo Rovers throughout the years as well.
Yeah, he will be delighted to see that as a question in the quiz, I'm sure.
He'll be delighted that most people knew it as well, Jessica, I think, too.
That is impressive.
That is impressive. Well, you've got the next few now, and
Alrighty, okay, we shall move on. So the Avalon Centre is located on what street in Sligo town? A, Chapel Street, B, Church Street, C, Teeling Street, or D, Wine Street. 15 seconds left. Remember, the quicker you answer the question, the more points you get. Five seconds left. 53% of people have got the correct answer. Chapel Street. 10% went for Church Street, and 20% Teeling Street, and 17% Wine Street. We're not doing too bad in this round, Keith.
No, I think the people's knowledge of Sligo town and county seems to be so far so good. The first answer really impressed me, the 1,838 square kilometre one. No, that's a good one.
So in what year did Westlife last play in Sligo at Lissadell House? A, 2008, B, 2006, C, 2012, or D, 2010? I think the majority of the county was there anyway, so there should be a pretty high number for this question.
I think so. I think a lot of people should get this.
They shouldn't even have needed the 20 seconds to answer the question.
I'm very curious now, Jessica, see the spread on answers.
Oh, I thought it would have been a lot higher. So 43% have gone with the correct answer, which was, of course, 2010. I'm surprised.
I'm surprised, yeah. I thought a lot of people would have been at that.
Obviously not.
No.
Next question. Mona McCarry from Sligo has won medals competing in what sport? A, basketball, B, swimming, C, GAA, or D, long jump. Mona, of course, is very successful in her chosen sport.
Absolutely. And her family won Ireland's fittest family as well, didn't they?
Correct, yes. They're an incredibly sporty family. So there we have it. 95% of people got the correct answer, which was, of course, swimming. Impressive.
Very impressive.
Where would you find Half Moon Bay in Sligo? A, Hazelwood, B, Grange, C, Ballysadare, or D, Strandhill? Ten seconds remaining.
That's a good question as well. I think people should get, especially now during a lockdown, I think people should get that. Might be out walking a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, 80% have got the correct answer, which was Hazelwood. A lovely, lovely part of our county.
Beautiful part. All those locations are great. I think we're very spoiled.
Okay, so the next question. Sligo's Tabby Callahan made a name for himself on X Factor. Who was Tabby's judge / mentor on the show? A, Louis Walsh, B, Sharon Osbourne, C, Simon Cowell, or D, Danny Minogue? Of course, you'll still see Tabby around the town and county playing music in bars whenever they're open.
Yeah. Good Rover supporter as well, Tabby.
And a great musician.
Yeah, he came third that year.
He did do really well. 81% have got the correct answer, which was Sharon Osbourne. We don't forget those sort of things, do we?
No, we don't. Do you remember who was the Coma sisters' mentor?
No.
Simon Cowell.
I never would remember that.
That's okay.
Okay, Keith, I think it's your turn now.
Okay, so this is a good one. Neil Jordan, of course, famous for his Academy Award-winning film The Crying Game, was born in Sligo. But what other famous Irish film did Neil Jordan direct? Was it A, In the Name of the Father, B, The Butcher Boy, C, The Field, or D, War of the Buttons? I think a lot of people don't realise that he was born in Sligo.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, left 5 seconds to go. 4 very, very famous Irish films. And people getting caught with the name of the father, but that was Jim Sheridan. It was, of course, The Butcher Boy that Neil Jordan directed as well. I like this one. In Sligo, if you were to say, I will all right, what do you actually mean? So if you say to somebody, I will all right, what are you actually saying? Are you saying A, of course I will, B, I will later, C, I will not, or D, I am fine? This answer is going to be interesting, Jessica.
I would imagine that people know what it means, but
less than 5 seconds. And everybody has it. It is, of course, I will not. Now, in what year did W.B. Yeats pass away? Was it A, 1939, B, 1939, C, 1944, or D, 1930? This might be a bit easier, Jessica, for people.
yeah.
Okay, well, Damien, a lot of people are going to have to get points for that. Less than 5 seconds to go.
Any complaints can be directed to Damien and not Keith.
Yes, absolutely. Well, yeah, the answer is 1939. So I guess anyone answered A or B, which would be 64%. Well, I think B will have to get it as well.
I will have to pop in here. So if it's really, really tight at the top later on, like one, with like a few points between the top three, I can award points to the people that got it. That's my fault. If there's any, just let you know, if there's any typos, it's all me. Okay, I was given to them properly, and I just Anyway, apologies about that. I'm going to leave you get back to it, and that's what happens. When you have kids, and they just will never leave me alone. Okay, right. Anyway,
true story. Next one. There's going to be so many people around about that. You will find Dooney Rock in Sligo on the main road to A. Enniscone, B. Bundoran, C. Dromahair, or D. Manorhamilton? Less than 5 seconds to go. And the answer is, of course, Dromahair. I think a lot of people knew that. Great to see. And the last question for the round on Sligo knowledge. Where in Sligo would you find Mitchell Curley Park? A. Kevin's Fort, B. Fort Hill, C. Carney, or D. Strand Hill? Now, less than 5 seconds to go. This has been an interesting answer as well, I think, for people. And it is Kevin's Fort. I think most people had that there. Of course, Jerry, named after Jerry Mitchell, co-named after Jerry Mitchell, former Sligo Rovers player and manager. Got a couple of shots coming there. I think Mark Hutchison is playing as well. He's saying hello. Marty Probst too. And Christopher Davies saying up Skippy McGowan. I think a nice shout out for Michael there. And up George McGuire too. But so yeah, most people had that there. So that's the end of the round in Sligo Town. So that's, unfortunately, people, that's all your Sligo Rovers team round. In the scoreboard, we had a bit of a change. Mark 3131 is still leading. Anthony Q, I think that's Anthony Quinn, is up into second place. Bray Scarfs is in third, looking through. Now, I want to see where Keno and Danny North is. That Alan Cairns is up to the 27th. His mouse must be working now. Alan Finn is there, of course, the Sligo Weekender in 38th. Jerry McDonough is taking part in the really well. Alan Keane in 48. The crying game, that's very good. Tommy Sligo. Inter Yanan. Ryan Lynch, could we get a spell check done on some of these answers? Oh, Damien, Sligo people really taking you to task.
Typos happen, it's okay.
Typos happen, yes. Danny North, 98. I think Danny North, the Sligo knowledge might be hurting him.
Yeah.
But again, I think a lot of people now starting to pick up points and get a good few answers at this stage of the quiz. That's great to see. Great to see so many players taking part. I think, Jessica, before we go into the third round, Brendan Fitzsimmons doing very well there too. I think we have a special guest lined up.
I believe we do, Keith.
We do. We're going to take a half-time break. No, Hutchie, it's still natural. Thanks very much. Thinking I'm dyeing my hair. Not yet. Losing it, but not dyeing it. Questions to be asked of Damien here. Poor Damien. Well, we do have a couple more guests lined up. I think we're hoping to bring one on now. And it is, of course, Jeff Henderson, she will be joining us very soon. Of course, Jeff Henderson enjoying a great couple of years doing Sligo Rovers. Glory time in the showgrounds. Injury kind of really blighting his day, Jessica, wasn't it? Very, very unlucky. But still playing away over with Morpeth Town.
Yeah, Jeff is fondly remembered by all the Sligo Rovers fans, and it was sad his Sligo Rovers career end too early. People would have expected him to stay here for years.
Well, he's Jessica. His camera is turned off at the moment, so we're going to go ahead into the next round to take over there. This thing is the general sports knowledge round.
Okay, we'll fire ahead, or maybe not. Technically, they're expected here because none of us have done this before.
No, it's a real experience.
Jeff is sitting
Anderson here. Jeff, how are you doing? Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Yours.
Yeah.
Jeff, thanks very much for joining us. Great to have you back here.
Keith.
He can't hear you, Keith.
Yeah, I must be turned off again. Jessica, I suppose you can do that. I'll sit and nod quietly.
No, look, Keith.
I have been muted. Now I'm unmuted. Well, Jeff, can you hear me now? Yeah, can you hear you, Jessica?
Yeah, I think so. They can all hear me, Keith.
They all hear you. Yeah, it's more important. But you can chat to
I
Jeff.
can hear you, Jess. I just can't hear Keith.
I'm going to text people.
Keith, you can type your questions in to the chat.
Yes, I will, of course.
How are you keeping, Jeff?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How's lockdown?
Good as can be. Good as can be. It is a struggle, like. It's boring, but we just had the little in there 2 weeks ago, so she's keeping me occupied.
Yeah. How's fatherhood treating you?
Oh, it's great. It's class. She's settled unbelievably well. So, touch wood at the minute, she's behaving herself. So, we're going all right.
Yeah, it's nice to have a distraction during lockdown when you have no football.
Yeah. Well, we were the same like everything else. It was cancelled, so I think we had a week or so left, and then Minnie was born, so she's kept occupied.
We have a question here for you, Jeff, from one Alan Keane. Well, it's not a question, it's more a comment. And he says, wow, Jeffo, more hair on your top lip than your head.
I wouldn't expect anything else.
Well, he's not really one to talk, is he? So
No. Keeps things to himself, doesn't he?
Okay, so Keith, what do you want to do here?
We'll go through. It's supposed to be asked Jeff. Obviously, he signed for the club July 2012. Who contacted him and how did he end up signing for Sligo Rovers?
I can't hear Keith, like.
I know.
Well, he can hear you. So, Jeff, Keith is just looking back at when you first signed for Sligo Rovers and how your move came about.
Just a conversation with Ian Barraclough. We got told at Newcastle if we were getting new contracts or not. About 3 months before, like, your current contract ended, so it kind of give you the chance to try to go and look somewhere else and go somewhere else basically. And Ian rang us. I went to Notts County for about 2 weeks. But it was just getting, come back for another week. So nothing was happening there. And then Ian rang us and said, do you want to come over to see what it's like? And I did. It was initially for a 3-week period. I was going to come over, but I think after the first week of being there, so I signed straight away.
You were quite young as well, weren't you, when you first came over?
I was 20. Yeah, 20.
Yeah. And had you any idea what to expect coming to the northwest of Ireland?
Not really, just through conversations with Ian, what Ian was saying about it. I knew there was a couple of English lads already over there. I spoke to Stephen Follen. He was he was in the same age group as me at Newcastle. He's from Galway. Spoke to him a little bit about it as well, just to get an idea. But it was mainly from speaking to Ian and coming over for that week period.
And what was your first impressions of the place?
It was straight. It was like the first initial feeling I got was it's so similar. It's very similar to the area I'm from at home. So it was really easy to settle in, and I loved the place straight away. And I've been back a couple of times since with not being in football.
You obviously settled in very quickly here too, and you quickly became a fan favourite. You're obviously enjoying your football here.
Yeah, Gary Rogers was a match because I was in. I remember when I first came over. It was about a 9-week period where I was in a house with Gary Rogers and Pascal in Riverstown. So especially Gary Rogers helped us a lot. He helped us settle in, and then all the other lads did as well. Yeah, like Danny Ventry was from England. a couple of other lads as well. Everybody was really helpful. Keno took the mix straight away quite a bit. So he put his cards on the table straight away. So I knew what to expect from him, and I still get it to this day. So it's all right.
How do you look back on your time at Sligo Rovers?
I've said it before. That it was the best period I've had in football, and not just football wise as well. It was a life experience, because I came over at a young age, and then Sally, my now wife, she followed me over. She done her A levels and stuff at school, and didn't want to just dive into university not knowing exactly what she wanted to go into. So she came over, and like I said, Sally settled just as well as me. So as well as football, it was like a massive life experience as well. Of coming over, setting and trying to set up somewhere basically at quite a young age, but we loved it.
Jeff, there's just another message here about your hair, but it's okay. It's from Daniel North, who says, "Jeffo, I love your hair, pal. Looking great."
I don't always rely on Northy. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, look at it.
Just different to when you were at Sligo Rovers. That's all.
It just gets a bit when it's wet. It just gets a bit thin. That's all it is.
Yeah, well, you can't get a haircut at the minute anyway, so you know
That's
we just
true,
have to do.
That's true.
Keith, are we any better?
Can you hear me now, Jeff?
I've got you now, Keith.
Hey, Jeff, how are you?
You all right, mate?
I'm good. How are you keeping?
Good, man. All good.
Good to see you again, and the great hair. Great to see Keno and Danny North, two hair experts tuning in as well.
Oh man, I played against Northy in a game last season, man. Honestly, you should have heard.
Oh, well, who's he with? Lincoln, is it, or?
No, he was at when I played against him, he was at Cleethorpes.
Cleethorpes, yes.
He only came on and scored the winner as well.
Yeah, people, you're playing away with Morpeth Town there in the Northern Premier League, Jeff, isn't it?
Yeah.
And how, obviously, you know, your time with Sligo Rovers probably curtailed by injuries. Like, did it take a while to get over those when you left? Was it started 2016, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a nightmare, man. It was a nightmare. I mean, I initially done it. Broke that. There was the 5th metatarsal. Broke that, and when that happened, you just think, oh, it's gonna just. It happened close to the end of the season, so I thought it'd be ideal. I'll get it. Keno literally done the same injury, like might have been like 8 weeks before I can't. It was a short period of time. Keno had done his. Went and got the surgery done, and I had no bother with it whatsoever. So I just thought, I'll be quite similar for me, but I just had a nightmare of a time with it. Done it, ruled out the rest of that season, came back, and it just didn't feel right. And then I was out for a period with it, and then when my first game back, it was on the AstroTurf pre-season friendly, and it just popped again. Was a bit worse that time. Had more surgery, but then it was a bit. I think I probably put a bit too much pressure on myself to try and get back, and to try and get back in a time frame where I would maybe play a couple of games before the end of the season. I know in hindsight, when you look back at it and think, probably should have given myself a lot more time, because I think that's all it really needed. Because I remember I missed the whole period of Mickey Adams and Alan Rogers being there, and also, well,
I think when you get technical problems,
John Coleman,
I missed
Alan
all
Rogers. That time period, and when managers are changing, it's you feel like a bit of pressure to get back. But I wasn't. I remember. I tried to come back, and I was probably nowhere near. And then Dave Robertson actually asked, as he said, he goes, "Look, come back over, prove your fitness, and we'll see what we can do." And I remember I came back over for that time for that time frame, and I just knew myself I was nowhere near ready. And it was another 6 months after that before I got back playing again. And then I had the decision to make. I was back at home. Obviously, didn't just have myself to think about. I had to think about Sally, because I wasn't working, wasn't doing it. I was just still living how I was living and trying to get back fit. And I ended up getting a job at Northumbrian Water, which I couldn't really knock back because it's a cracking job. And then I just started I just started playing again with a few mates, just for my local team. Absolutely loved it. Played a full season, and then found New Morpeth needed a centre half, and went there and loved it. And I think I've played over 70 games in 2 seasons the past 2 years. So touch wood, everything's sound.
Yeah, it's great to hear, Jeff, and it's great to hear that you're back playing. A couple of questions coming in for you. One, who is your favourite teammate?
Again, mate.
Who's your favourite teammate in your time at Rovers?
You're gone again.
Gone again, Jessica.
All right, so Jeff, there's just a question in here for you. Who was your favourite teammate in your
Sorry,
time
I can't hear anybody.
Oh.
Both of have gone.
Oh. I don't know who the issue is.
No. Can you hear us there, Jeff? No?
No.
No.
I'm just going to try and jump in. Can you hear me, Jeff? Yes. So, look, sometimes internet is not the greatest friends when you're doing kind of streams like this. So it may be an issue. I'm not saying it's Jeff's issue, but it may be towards him.
It's
Damien.
Oh, you can hear me.
Jeff.
Okay. I'm going to.
It all went wrong once you mentioned Alan Rodgers. That's all I'm saying.
So Jeff, you can hear me.
Yeah.
So, and you can't hear Jessica or Keith. This is
Hi, Jeff.
completely mad. I'm obviously in a better place for internet, it seems. But so what I'll do is I'll just flake through a few of these questions there that were coming in, because there was a few good ones. So JOS wants to know, who was your favourite teammate in your time at Rovers?
Favourite teammate? There was a few, but I think the closest who I was closest to at the time, probably, and still speak to the most, would be probably Ryan Connolly.
I can see Jessica and Keith are nodding. Yes, yep.
Right, and
No, it's not. Quiz isn't over.
Anyway, as well. But I mean, I think maybe because we signed at the same time. All three of us signed at the same time. I don't know if that had anything to do with it or, but
it was a good team bonding.
I feel bad for saying, because we had some characters like in that squad. It was full of characters, but I base it off who I still speak to the most now. It would probably be Ryan Connolly and Seamus.
So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and ask Jessica and Keith just to maybe just come out and then come back in. It seemed to work for Keith the last time. Again, the internet can be a funny thing.
Okay, we'll try that.
I will just try to. I might just bring Colin. I might just bring Colin in, and he can assist. So I'm just going to take the two of you guys out, and then I will bring in Colin. Hello, Colin.
Hello, Damien. How are you?
Can you hear Colin, Jeff?
Theo, got you, mate.
You all right? How are you, Jeff?
Perfect.
All right.
Good to see you.
So I'm going to hand you over to Colin now. So you can. Well, if I pop up the questions, you can ask them, and then we'll see if the professionals are back in time then to take it over. You can pick a question there if you want. There's absolutely tons of questions coming in.
Pick one here, Jeff. What do you think about the Newcastle takeover? It's a bit up in the air at the minute, isn't it?
It'd be unbelievable. It'd be unbelievable if that happened. Like they say we'd end up being the richest club in the world. I know the place is in lockdown at the minute, but the northeast will go mental if that goes through. It'll be, if it goes through, and they say the way there's all sorts of rumours that they want to be challenging for the league, and within 5 years, stuff like that. They want to extend the stadium. want to invest in the city, take over like sporting arenas around the city. It'll be if it goes through, it'll be unbelievable.
Yeah, I was thinking back earlier on, Jeff. I think you made one of your first starts in that league winning day back in 2012. Just remember the week leading up to it, maybe speaking to you and stuff, and you were looking forward to that game. What's your memories of that day and the game itself? When we beat St. Pat's?
Oh, just the whole build up, the extra stand getting put in and stuff like that. I remember it was a chat. We had a chat at train. I think we went the week before that. We played Cork away. And we got a draw with Cork, and we were a bit disappointed. And there was a lot of chat of, we've got an extra 3 games to do it. I remember it was a chat in the Clarion, the hotel, just in the gym area. So it was like Joey, Keno, Pierre, like the experienced lads, just said, look, there's a lot of chat about we've got 3 games left to do it. Like, why not do it this weekend at home against St. Pat's, just and make sure we get it done. There'll be nothing better than that. And then being able to relax for the other games. And there was just the buzz. There was a massive buzz all week. And then come the game, the biggest memory of that game I've got is celebrating before Raf scored. When Raf nutmegged, I think it was Birmingham. I've got a picture kept of when he hasn't even scored, and I'm like in my position at the back, running already, celebrating. Just unbelievable memories. Unbelievable.
What was it like, Jeff, the celebrations that went on in Sligo for weeks afterwards?
Funny, very funny. I didn't know if there was going to be an end to them. I was getting dragged up the house. I'd hit my peak, I think, after the 3rd day, and then you were just dragged out your house by the big lads like Northie and that. Keno, Howitt was still out, and the whole place nearly shut down for about 3 weeks, didn't it?
Pretty much. Was that the highlight, Jeff, for you?
Sorry?
Was that the highlight for you?
Yeah. Yeah, the 3 things we won in that time. The FAI Cup day, and even the Setanta Cup day. More so because in the fact that we could have, like, I think for the FAI Cup game, like, literally most of my family came over for it. And just the bus journey back from Dublin, stopping off everywhere and stuff like that. And just we celebrated well each night, very well.
We have a message here, Jeff, from Danny Ventry, who says, "Good man, Jeff."
He says what?
He says, "Good man, Jeff."
Good man, Jeff. Ventry, the legend, man.
Good to see Danny is taking part in some way. Yeah. Okay, well, listen, Colin, I think that's all we have for Jeff, is it?
Yeah, Jeff, we'll let you go and let you get back to the little baby, maybe. Is she asleep yet?
Yeah, we'll try to put her down. She'll be up soon. She'll be wanting fed, or she'll have a puppy nappy or something.
Yeah, I hope you have a good night's sleep anyway.
Thanks for your time, Jeff.
All right, Jeff, take care. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Colin, I don't know if you're joining us, are you, for the next round?
Looks like it. Keith just texted me he's got to take a little 10-minute break, so I guess I'll have to maybe fill in as well for him. So I'll let you lead it, Jessica. I think we're about to start round 3 now. So
yeah, we are. Round 3 is just the world sport questions.
Yeah, so Damien probably going to get it set up there for us.
And we can get this started. Yeah, okay, so here we go.
Yep.
Who currently sits in first place in the world golf rankings, men's? Is
I
it
wouldn't
Brooks
know this
Koepka,
myself.
B. Justin Thomas, C. Rory McIlroy, or D. John Ram? Don't forget, the quicker you answer, the more points you will earn once it's correct, of course. 5 seconds left. And there we go. 58% of people got the correct answer, which is, of course, Rory McIlroy. Next question. Where in Europe would you find Estadio San Mamés? Is it A, Naples, Italy, B, Fiorentina, Italy, C, Villarreal, Spain, or D, Bilbao, Spain?
Good pronunciation there.
Thanks,
Mamés.
Colin. There's a few dodgy ones coming up that I might have to avoid.
Okay, right. I'll give it a go myself.
And the correct answer, 65% of people got
Not
it.
bad.
Bilbao in Spain.
I think they're due to host the Euros this summer.
They were actually, yeah. Lovely stadium.
Never been.
Just paid a quick visit there in March. Next question. In horse racing, which was the first racehorse equipped with a photo finish camera? A, Aintree, B, Ascot, C, Epsom, or D, Cheltenham? There will be some horse racing fans among us, I've no doubt.
I know a few definitely logged in here.
Yeah. I see Danny Ventry wants to know if Danny North is cheating. Interesting. Good spread of answers there, as Keith himself would say. 28% said Aintree, 37% said Ascot, 25% said Epsom, and 10% said Cheltenham. The answer, of course, was C, Epsom. Okay, next question. Where did the Summer Olympics take place in 2000? A, Sydney, B, Tokyo, C, Sydney as well, apparently, and D, Beijing.
Oh my God.
You're having a nightmare, Damien.
Colin will be getting complaints about this one. So the answer is, of course, Sydney. And I'm guessing if you picked A or C, you will be awarded the points for the answer.
Yes, I will pop in here. Again, I received the questions. I must say the questions were absolutely brilliantly put together, but I had to transfer them across. Look, it keeps you on your toes knowing that there's two answers the same, because you're going, which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? But we will give you the correct points. I can see people going, you're having a mare here, David, and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to pop out now, and I'm just going to open the door of where I am and let the embarrassment leave. Okay.
Brian Lynch isn't happy with you, Damien.
No.
Not a good man to have on your wrong side.
Moving on to the next question. So which football team were top of the Dutch second tier, 11 points clear of third spot with 9 games remaining, but are now denied promotion due to the Dutch 2009-20 season being voided? Now, my pronunciations are going to be really bad, so you can direct your complaints to Colin Feely if you wish. So there's NAC Breda, Heerenveen, De Graafschap, and SC Cambuur. A, B, C, and D. And again, my pronunciations are terrible, so don't blame me. Time is up, and the correct answer...
Could be a guess for some.
Yeah, the correct answer is SC Cambuur, which 32% got correct. That's interesting. I think this round is catching a few people, Colin.
Yeah, and the time limit doesn't help either. I suppose it's you might find yourself chasing time and just clicking anything nearly to get your answer in, but it's not an easy one, definitely not.
You can take the next few here, Colin.
Okay, so Alan Shearer leads the way on the all-time Premier League goal-scoring chart with 260 goals. So who's in second place and how many goals has he scored? A. Andy Cole, B. Wayne Rooney, C. Sergio Aguero, or D. Frank Lampard? So who's second place in the all-time Premier League leading goal scorers? 5 seconds left. See what answers were given. Yeah, so Wayne Rooney was the answer. 81 people got that right. 65% of people there. So number 38. Which club won the FAI Cup in 2004, defeating Waterford 2-1 in the final at Lansdowne Road? Is it A. Longford Town, B. Drogheda United, C. Shelbourne, or D. Derry City? I think there were 2 late goals. There were 1 down in the last 5 minutes in this one.
Yeah.
They scored 2 late ones, if people might remember that. Some people on here mightn't even been born.
That's also
A couple
possible.
of younger ones. Not that long ago, I suppose, either. Was 16 years.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, Longford Town. That's the right answer. 71%. That was a big enough spread.
Yeah.
Next one then. In tennis, if you're playing in the French Open, what surface would you be playing on? Would you play in synthetic turf, grass, hard court, or clay? Shouldn't be too difficult, I don't think. I think many people might.
I think it's quite well known for its yeah.
The colour alone, I think people are.
Yeah, gives it away.
Yeah. Let's see now, though. Yeah.
Wow.
Not a bad one to get there. So I think we have 5 or 6 left in this round. So the next one. In Irish rugby, Brian O'Driscoll is the country's all-time leading try scorer. How many tries has O'Driscoll scored? Is it 46, 49, C 40, or D 51? Wouldn't have a clue, unfortunately.
Okay. These questions, some of these will be lost on me now.
My main memory is he scored a hat-trick in one game, like in France or something. That's all I remember. So don't actually know what the right answer was there. Can you say it, Jessica?
Yeah, the right
the
answer
green
is
one.
A 46.
No, A. Right, so yeah, 45%.
Yeah. That's not too bad.
Not bad, yeah.
Moving on.
Which county won the All-Ireland Gaelic Championship in 2012, defeating Mayo in the final at Croke Park? Pro Mayo. Donegal, Galway, Dublin, or Tyrone? So 10 seconds left on that one. Plenty of supporters in Mayo, so
Yeah,
here. Sorry about this one. The answer for this was Donegal, and got a pretty good spread there. 79%. 100 people got that right.
That's not too bad. I think it's my turn, Colin, to take over the questions. So we'll go with
happily. Work away.
Which popular fitness method was invented by a German man? A. Zumba, B. Pilates, C. Spinning, or D. CrossFit? I'm guessing this is going to be a guess for most people.
Yeah.
These are some hard questions. 5 seconds left. The quicker you answer, the more points you get. And your time is up there. So the answer is B, Pilates, which 44% of people got correct. That's pretty impressive. 28% went for CrossFit, 11% spinning, and 17% went for Zumba. Okay, on to the next question. In snooker, how many points would you get if you added up all the coloured balls, including the red ball? Is it A, 28, B, 29, C, 27, or D, 26? There'll be a lot of snooker players here among us. 7 seconds left.
I'm sure a lot of people get that towards
Yeah.
the end after maybe 12 seconds or 13 once they're
And
counting.
the correct answer, 42% of people got it correct. The answer is, of course, 28. Okay, just 2 questions left in this round. The Super Classico is a football derby between which 2 rival clubs? Is it A, Palmeiras and Corinthians, B, Porto, Benfica, C, Boca and River Plate, or D, Real Madrid and Atletico? Just 10 seconds left. And your time is up now. Impressive. 72% of people have got the correct answer there. It is, of course, C, Boca and River Plate. Now we are into the final question of the World Sport Round. Where are we? How many players are on an ice hockey team? I think we might have one more to go after this, Colin, actually.
All right.
A6, B9, C7, or D8? Ten seconds left. %65% of people are correct. They answered 6. That is the right answer. Which is pretty impressive considering we don't really play that sport here, but
Yeah, it would have been a guess for me, definitely.
yeah. So I think this is the final question in this round. In GAA, what is the name of Kerry's Tomás O'Shea's autobiography? A, In Green Win Gold, B, The White Heat, C, My Kingdom, and D, Green, Yellow and Red All Over. So this is Tomás O'Shea's autobiography. What is the name of it? The final question in this round. And there we go. The correct answer, I think, is actually B. 53% of people went for My Kingdom, but there we go. 30% of people got it correct. The White Heat. And there ends round 3 of round 4. We might get a quick look at the leaderboard before we head to our final interview. So there we see Mark 3131 is still ahead on 3235 points. It's pretty impressive. Brendan Fitz is not too far behind him, and then Patrick Conlon is also not too far behind. So I'm sure you can see yourselves there on the leaderboard.
Strong Cartron United contingent there at the top.
You'll be delighted, Colin.
Yeah, well used to success the last year or two. No. I think some people have given up as well, have they, towards the end?
Quite possibly, Colin. It does happen, I'm afraid. Okay, so I see we are joined here by Kieran Sadler. Kieran, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thanks a million for joining us. How are you?
I'm very well. Yourself?
Oh, we're good. Colin, you're good.
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Sad, it's all good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Just doing what I can. Yeah.
How are you surviving lockdown, Kieran?
I'm doing all right. It's not. I don't know. Over there, might be a bit more strict, but over here it's okay. Like, I live in a little village, so I'm okay. I can kind of get about and do what I want to do, but it's all right. It's not too bad.
Are you flat out doing your home programs?
Yeah, we've got a program, but been told to kind of rest a little bit now because I don't think we're due back until the 16th at the earliest. So it's a long time to just be full on doing stuff. So it's we've got a program, but it's kind of just relaxed a bit now.
It's kind of hard to train on your own, isn't it? It's impossible to replicate what you'd be doing on the training pitch.
Oh yeah. It's impossible to replicate what we do exactly on the training pitch, but you just it's just the running on your own and stuff. You just get through it. I don't mind it too much, to be fair. I know some players probably hate running, but yeah, just using ideas. I just go down the park and play football and stuff. Like I can do that here. So No, it's all right. It's not too bad.
The timing of it must have been frustrating because you were sort of so close to the end of the season as well.
Yeah, I think we had 10 games left, and we were 5 points off the playoffs with a game in hand, I think. So for us, like our team, we're obviously it's a bit frustrating for us, but and I don't know which way the league's going to go, League One, but yeah, we're one of the clubs that we want to stay. We want to start up again and continue the season. I know some clubs would probably want to finish it right now because they're at the wrong end of the table, but we'll see what happens with that.
How would you assess the season so far? Obviously, I think I read somewhere that you had aimed to reach the playoffs this year, and you're only a few points away from it.
Yeah, like we played in the playoff last year, and I think we lost on penalties, obviously, before the final. So to experience that, like you get a taste for it and know how good it is. Like we played down at Charlton, and it was packed stadium. Our stadium was packed. And we wanted to do that again or go one further this year. So obviously our manager left at the start of the season, so we had a complete like shuffle, like the management and players in and out at the start. So we didn't get off to the best of starts in that way. But to be fair, like the season's gone well. We've got one of the youngest teams in the league. We've got quite a few lads on loan as well. So bearing that in mind, like we've done very well to be in the position we're in. I think a lot of people say we've overachieved a bit this season, this season, but we've got a talented squad and we try to play football the right way. So it's been successful so far.
It's been a great year for you personally as well, Kieran. You're scoring goals. Obviously, Mick McCarthy was looking at you and you were named an extended Ireland squad. So on that side of things, it's been quite a year for you.
Yeah, it's been successful. It's been enjoyable. It's obviously a privilege to be in the provisional squads. He put me in the provisional squads for every single squad, near enough, and I was on standby for all of them. And obviously, I'd love to be in the full team, but it's a privilege. It's obviously the biggest honour to play for your country. So I'm just. I was just ecstatic to kind of like find out that I was in that squad next to the names that are playing on like at the Aviva. So yeah, it was nice to be rewarded for my good form with obviously the call ups.
And now that Stephen Kenny is taken over, you might feel that you have a better chance maybe of making a pass just a provisional squad, especially he knows what you're like and you've tortured him enough days when you're playing against his Dundalk side.
Yeah, no, he's obviously I know he knows a lot about me and he's tried to sign me a few times before I came over here and obviously when I left Sligo, but it's a complete different standard from going from club football to international, and so I've got a lot to prove. I've just got to work hard. I know next season one of my main aims would be to get in that full squad, but I've got to work hard and earn my place, and hopefully I can catch his eye in the games and it can happen. But yeah, he knows a lot of players in my position. He's had some very good wingers at Dundalk as well that he could like maybe look at. So I've got competition, but I think that maybe I can break in. Yeah.
Just one question here on that topic, Kieran. Andre Gorman asks if you had a chance to play international football, who would it be for England or Ireland if you had the choice?
Ireland.
Yeah, careful here.
No, I'm on the Irish side. I've always been since the age of 15. So. Someone
else asks, is Darren Moore as scary as he looks?
No, not at all. Literally not at all. Yeah, you can lose your temper, but very, very rarely. And rightly so at times when we've been awful in a half of football. But no, he's actually a very, very open manager. He's like you can go and talk to him whenever you want. He's a really nice guy. He's good around the training ground. It's actually a very, very good environment to be around at Doncaster. we've got a lot of young players that are kind of learning their trade in the game. They've come on loan from teams like Wolves and Arsenal and QPR and teams like that, and he's very good with young lads that have got talent that want to play football.
Just back to your time at Rovers, I suppose, Kieran. How do you reflect on your time with the Bit of Red?
I absolutely loved it. I always say now, like I still talk about it with my family, because my mum and dad loved coming over to Sligo. Right, like to this day, they say it's one of their favourite places they've actually been to. Like the scenery is a beautiful place, the people are so good, and they used to stay in a B&B down the road with a family that they made friends with. So I loved my time there. I had great friends over there that I still talk to now. And it was to be fair, it was my first full season in professional football where I was given a chance to kind of show what I can do and play well, and it's really, I'd say, set me up to what I'm trying to aspire to now. No, I love my time at Sligo.
Had you any idea what you were getting yourself in for when you came to Sligo?
I remember Theo picked me up at the airport, Knock Airport, and it was dark. I remember he picked me up, and it was definitely the smallest airport I've ever been to. And yeah, he took me to a house, I think, and Ivor showed me around, and I said, "Yeah, I'll stay at the house." Obviously, I went and stayed in a hotel, and I think there was floods on the road and stuff as well, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, so I think just to put it into perspective for like the locals, so picked him up in Knock Airport, I think, drove obviously down Main Road, and then he was staying in Castle Baldwin in a house.
Castle Baldwin, yeah.
So I basically took the back road through, I think, Bunnaden and a Connery or something. And there was one road that was flooded totally, so you couldn't pass it. So I had to turn around and go through like somewhere else. I don't even know myself where it was.
Nah.
But went the back road anyway through into Castle Baldwin, and I think the house was dark. There was no TV, so yeah. I think it just shows you there's a bit of a culture shock sometimes for some lads coming from England or like bigger cities, wherever that might be. So it's not always easy to settle in, but I think he did settle in quite quickly after that once he got into training and stuff.
It is a culture shock coming over, but I adapted to it very well. I loved it. It was away from. I wanted to come and play football, and I had a manager that I knew and some of the players I knew, and it was great fun. A lot of lads would. It is a culture shock because I come over from, obviously, spend most of the time in London, and I live in Cambridge, so like it is different, but I loved it, so it was great.
Do you feel like coming to Sligo Rovers kind of gave you the platform you needed to pursue your career properly? I mean, you've done excellently since you left the club. Do you feel like Rovers kind of gave you that chance?
Yeah, 100%. Since I walked in, since Theo picked me up, I was treated great, and I was really made to feel welcome and made to feel like I was when like you're a player coming out of a big academy in England, you kind of like, and you don't make the grade kind of thing like I did at West Ham. You kind of confidence drops and things like that, and when you're made to feel like you're somebody when you come to a club like Sligo, it makes a massive difference, and it can really show on the pitch. And that 100% happened to me, because I trained well, I played well, and I made a decent name for myself, and that was due to the way I was treated, and 100% that's one of the massive reasons why I've done quite well for myself so far.
All right, well, listen, Kieran, I think we'll let you go and we'll get on with the rest of the quiz. We really appreciate your time and take care with all that's going on, and we'll keep following your career anyway.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks a million, Kieran. Bye-bye.
Best of luck.
Stay safe. See you in a bit.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Colin, I think we're in to the final round of the quiz. You can just see a quick run through of the current leaderboard there. Mert is well in the lead at this point. Our last round, the fourth and final round, is general knowledge.
Just a quick update as well. I have checked the 2 questions which had the same answers, and people could have picked any of them, and it didn't make any difference at all. Actually, as a matter of fact, the people kind of at the top picked the same ones. So I will keep an eye on it towards the end as well. So I'm going to blame you, Colin, by the way. Just to let you know.
No problem. You can do that.
That's right. General knowledge round coming up. Enjoy these ones. There's a few good ones inside there. Anyway, okay. Best of luck. Last round.
Okay, Colin, you can take the first few if you wish.
Yeah, no worries. So Matt, Jenny, Tiffany, and Tony were the names of the characters of which 90s show? Sweet Valley High, Breaker High, California Dreams, or Saved by the Bell. Used to love a bit of Saved by the Bell after school.
It's the only one I watched, I think.
I can't remember the names though, so I don't know. It could be the right answer. So yeah, the split between Sweet Valley High and Saved by the Bell, 34% and 39%. And the answer is actually California Dreams. Answer C.
You must remember California Dreams. You know that one? Yeah.
Anyway. No, you can go off again, Damien.
My singing is as bad as my spelling and typos, I can tell you. Okay. Right.
So number 48, Adele released her album 25 in which year? 2013, 2015, 2014, or 2017? Definitely a guess for everybody, I think, unless they're an Adele fan.
Quite hard, actually.
I actually heard Graham Souness on a podcast last week, and he's a massive Adele fan. So a bit of trivia.
God, I wouldn't have expected that of him.
Yeah, there you go. So 54% went with 2015. The rest were all pretty equal. 14% with the other two and 17. But yeah, 54% got that one right. So a bit of a surprise there. Fair play to them. Next up then, what's the highest number in a Sudoku puzzle? Is it 8, 10, 7, or 9? 8, 10, 7, or 9. What's the highest score or number in a Sudoku puzzle? What Abby? Number 9 is the answer, and 87% got that right. So a few Sudoku players there, maybe. I tried it out once or twice, but I just couldn't get it.
It's good for the brain.
Okay. And the next one is, how many points is Q worth in a game of Scrabble? Is it 10 points, B5, C9, or D8? How many points is Q worth in a game of Scrabble?
Which I'm sure plenty of people are playing in this weather.
Yeah. Sure all the board games are getting taken out of the presses or cupboards. 78 people, 62% went with 10. That's the correct answer. So well done, everyone, for getting that one. Might do one more, Jessica, and you can take over it.
No problem.
So the next one is the song Under the Sea. Under the Sea Come is featured in which Disney cartoon? Is it A, Wreck-It Ralph, B, Finding Nemo, C, The Little Mermaid, or D, Shark Tale? Last couple of seconds on this one. what were the answers? Big percentage there, 75% with the Little Mermaid.
That's correct, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, apparently so. Glad I didn't know that one, I think.
Good movie, Colin.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on. Okay. Who had a hit song called Human in 2016? Was it A, The Killers, B, Rag and Bone Man, C, Ellie Goulding, or D, Christina Perry? Human. Remember, the quicker you answer, the more points you get. 5 seconds left. And yes, 54% of people got the correct answer, which was Rag and Bone Man. I think the Killers had a song Human or something as well at some point, didn't they? But before that.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I won't be able to sing it now, but I don't know. I've heard of it.
Want me to sing it?
No, it's
No,
all right.
thank you. Moving on to the next question. What year was the euro introduced in Ireland? Was it A, 2003, B, 2001, C, 2002, or D, 2004?
I remember the night, actually.
So do I.
You know, I think my uncle
I'm
gave me
sure
like
I
a
remember the year.
€5 note or something. Delighted.
Bit of a split here. 44% of people said 2001 and 52% of people said 2002.
2002, yeah.
Yeah, so the majority were right with that one. Okay, we move on. What is the name of the dog from the film The Grinch? A, Jake, B, Karloff, C, Max, or D, Buddy? You either know this one or you don't, so.
I watched it at Christmas. I don't know the dog's name, though.
You were paying a lot of attention, were you?
No.
Okay, so your time is just run out now, and we'll see how that one has gone. So 64% of people have gone with C, Max. Gonna
Standard
presume-
dog name.
Yeah, correct. Okay, we will move on to the next question. We're not too far from the very end. What colour is the drink absinthe? A, brown, B, orange, C, clear, or D, green? Now, I'm sure a lot of people know the answer to this question because it's been drank plenty of times as a celebratory drink. Rory Houston tells us that Alan Rooney's father's dog is Buddy. That is good to know, Rory. Thank you. Vital info. So 58% have gone with green, D. 27% said clear, which is probably what I would have gone for. Well done. I will do just one more question and then we can move on to Colin once again. Which music video has more views on YouTube? A, Despacito, B, Shape of You, C, Baby Shark, or D, Gangnam Style?
Could be any of them, really.
I presume Shape of You is the Ed Sheeran song, I think, in case anyone is wondering.
Yeah, it says so.
Okay, so we have a bit of a mixture of answers here. 29% say Despacito, only 4% say Shape of You, 30% say Baby Shark, and 37% of people say Gangnam Style. Oh, the answer was A. Not what I would have expected. All right, Colin, over to you now.
Okay, just the last few then. Which album came first for Michael Jackson? Off the Wall, B, Thriller, C, Bad, or D, Dangerous? Which album was Michael Jackson's first? 10 seconds left. So most of the people there went with Off the Wall. Well, 54%. Yeah, they got it right as well. So 67 people. Well done. Next one. What is Donald Duck's sister's name? Is it Dumbella? Is it B, Daisy, C, Mary, or D, Deirdre?
Mary Duck has a good ring to it.
Maybe if they're Irish, they'd have the last couple, but
Yeah.
unfortunately not. Let's see the answers now for that one. Of course, 99 answers there with Daisy. 78% of people.
I'm assuming the one
wrong.
person who said Mary was being funny.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Daisy is Donald Duck's girlfriend.
There you go.
Bella is his sister. There you go. That's one that will catch everyone every time, unless you've done it before.
25 people got it correct.
Yeah, there you go. So that's it. Dumbella is his sister, and Daisy is his girlfriend. Anyway,
Wow.
I'll just explain that one because I know people are going to go, no, wait, no, that's wrong. But there you go. That's it. Okay.
What's the next one? So Spice Girls. Which Spice Girl had a hit song with Bryan Adams? Is it Mel C, Emma, Jerry, or Mel B? So don't know A or D, which is scary and which is sporty. Haven't a clue. And then Emma, what was her name? Bunton or something.
Baby Spice, wasn't she?
Yeah. I think it's sporty, wasn't it? Not sure.
I actually don't know.
I think it was. So Mel C got most of the answers there. 84 people went with Mel C. 66% and they got it right. So well done. I think it's one or two questions left. Just.
Yeah, that's all, Colin.
What's the longest river in Europe? Is it the Danube, the Volga, the Thames, or the Liffey? The longest river in Europe. Is it the Danube, Volga, Thames, or the Liffey? Last couple of seconds. So the first two were the main ones there, the Danube and the Volga. 54% went with the Danube. Did they get it right? No.
Yeah.
So the Volga was the right answer there. Last one then, I think.
Yeah, I think this is the last question.
Thanks for everyone as well for playing. Fair play to you. I hope you enjoyed the night. So the last question, what's the surname of Wendy, Michael, and John in Peter Pan? Wendy, Michael, and John in Peter Pan. The answers should come up. Is it darling, sweetheart, lovely, or pretty? Darling, sweetheart, lovely, or pretty?
Final question of the table quiz. We think.
Yeah, you never know. I think it is. That'll be 4 by 15 plus the tester. So yeah, I think that's the right answer. I presume so.
Presuming is, I didn't know.
Yeah, there you go.
Well done, everyone. We should have a final leaderboard now soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think Ronan Moriarty was well out in the front, and he still is, yeah. Well, Patrick Conlon jumped Brendan Fitzsimons there. You won't be happy with that one.
No, Fitzo won't like that one.
No. But still a commendable third spot. Well done to Ronan, chairman of Cartron United. He'll be delighted. With 4,048 points.
That's pretty impressive. 47 out of 61 questions right.
He was very quick and on
Yeah.
the phone there. Well done to everyone else who's played as well. I just want to say thanks very much for kind of supporting the club. I know it's probably not an easy time for everybody. Can't get out to the games here or whatever, but fingers crossed at some stage in the near future we'll be able to get back. We might be back to normal, but we'll get back to some form of normality. Not only in terms of football, but just in general life and stuff. It's not an easy time for people, but stick at it, I suppose, would be the message. And and we'll get through it all hopefully. I think just to let people know, we've raised €1,500 tonight, so it's again shows the massive support. Just on a little quiz here online, almost 150 people or more entered the quiz, so thanks very much, and just keep an eye out for our social media and stuff. We'll be possibly doing another couple of bits. We'll have an announcement to make maybe on Saturday or Sunday just about something else we're going to do on the 16th of May. So if you keep an eye out over the weekend, you can see what we're planning to do for that. So thanks
Colin,
very much.
before we go, thanks a million to yourself for organising something like this. It's good to talk about football for once in a while, considering we don't have any football to talk about, and we all know Sligo Rovers is your life, and it must be hard with no football at the minute. But thanks for doing something anyway. People love a wee table quiz. And
Yeah,
thanks
no
to
problem.
Damien as well.
Thanks to yourself, and thanks to Keith. Unfortunately, you didn't get back on, but thanks very much to Keith, to yourself, and obviously to Damien. I think he found out some of the Sligo humour tonight. A few sarcastic comments there, but look, he'll get used to that. He'll be all right.
Damien, can you give people a wave before we finish? There's been a few requests.
I don't. Yeah, absolutely. I don't mind the. There was a few comments. Look, people throw me abuse. The only one that I took offence to and nearly, was someone saying that I was a sham supporter, which is just it's for a Cork man. That is not. That was the worst thing. I can take all the terrible comments that are coming in there of the Overlord and stuff like that, but that one that took the biscuit. So listen, guys. Can I just say, well done on your fundraising, guys. It's from another League of Ireland club. Kind of seeing what happens in Sligo is absolutely brilliant, and we're always going to talk and saying, you've got some of the best, supporters for supporting the club and stuff like that. And we always kind of look up at your direction to see how great your supporters get on and support the club. So well done to you and for putting this on and stuff like that.
Yes. Cool. Thanks very much, Damien. Thanks,
Thank you, everyone.
everyone as well for taking part. Bye-bye.
Bye.